Page 7, Black Cat Swing. Another swing piece. We're going to swing the eighth notes eventually. All right, well, let's see what we got. We'll look it over. It's a page long. It's actually longer than that because of the DS Alfine, but I'm just interested in how much music I got to deal with, and there's about a page of music to learn. Okay, clef signs are treble and bass clef. Here we have one flat in the key signature, so it's either an F major or D minor, because those are the two keys we deal with one flat. Which it is, well, good luck. You can generally tell by listening to it when you hear it, but I usually look at the end because a lot of pieces will end on their main chord or their one chord, and this ends it here. Well, the ending on D's, that tends to lead more maybe to D minor. Of course, it can change in between. You can go back and forth between major and minor, but I want an idea of what it is. And then when I do the scales, I'll do the scales for the key signatures. So I'm going to do the F major scale and the D minor scale. Just one octave is fine. Just learn the scale, get comfortable with them, and do the trill exercise and all that junk I explained. And then 4/4 time, again, I want to check the fingering, the rhythm and all. So right hand, we're here to start. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So much for that. Let's go down to measure 8. We got triplets. Now this is a tricky one. Piano players have to learn to do this. There's just no getting around it, but we get it so much we do get good at it. Going from triple to duple, or duple to triple, whichever. 2s and 3s, 3s and 2s. We go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you just get used to this because the basic pulse is the same. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and you're accustomed to that. Now we have triplets here in measure 5. Well, they're not eighth note triplets, they're quarter note triplets. So how do we do this? We go back to the natural accents in this case. In 4/4 time, you have a natural accent on beat 1. The first beat of a measure is always the strongest natural accent. It doesn't matter what the time signature is. It's 1, 2, and there's another one on beat 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So you can feel it sort of in 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what we're doing here. 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. 1 and 3, 4. So the speed of the natural accent is the same here. First G is on beat 1, and the next G is on beat 3. Those are the natural accents. 1 and 3, or 1 and 3, 4. I just fill in the blanks. 1 and that's all it is. Don't make it hard. It really is. It helps a little bit that the left hand is playing on the natural accent because it's got the eighth note, half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4 on that. Let's go down to measure 11. Got a lot of notes here. It's a B flat. And then come down. And measure 15. You don't want to be up in here. Use 2. You can use this fingering. 2. And then next one. Now you can use thumb. And then come up, 1. Yeah, if you're using the scales, this will be, you can do this. 1. Okay. Left hand, let's see what it's up to. It's here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Oh, this is fun. In the third measure, you don't need the natural sign. It's a natural anyway, but you just had the sharp, so they're being clear. Just don't expect the natural to be there. The natural sign, because some publishers wouldn't put it in. You're supposed to know it's a natural, so don't rely on it. Measure 17 here. We want to connect all this if we can. Measure 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And in measure 16, both of those B's are natural because that natural sign applies to the rest of the measure. So it's, yeah. Okay. Once I have an idea of the fingering and all, and sort of what the hands are doing, then I'll put them together and see what it's like. So measure 3, when they are together, we're here. 1 and here. Because I'll hesitate. That's okay. And here. let's go down to measure 8. Here, 1 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Rest. 3 and rest and. Like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and. That's what. Yeah. Go down to measure 11. What is this? Well, that's pretty straightforward there. So I'll put the heads together, and then I'll go back over it just a few measures at a time, or a line at a time. I don't know, depends on the music. And I work out the hesitations. No hesitations. And once I get rid of those, for now at least, then I add the articulation. This is pretty connected. Here, just connect. I give slurs over the 8th note. You're going to connect them anyway. The point is, when they give you slurs, you have to connect them. You don't have a choice. Measure 6, you get 2 neutros. Linger on them if you can. Now, once I have an idea of the articulation, there isn't a lot going on there, then I'll add the dynamics. And that's really for the melody in this case. Again, this is sort of a duet, but I think the right hand, the 8th notes, we want to hear those. They don't tell you how loud to go. I think they want you to add the dynamics. So you get to know the piece, and then you decide on the dynamics. What is the music telling you it needs to do? Well, in that case, we got to wait on dynamics, because we'll do that during the interpretation part. I do the interpretation last. I got to get all the mechanical stuff out of the way first. Speed, and this is where we put it in a swing rhythm. They say allegro, but not too fast, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 something. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Right, somewhere in there. Well, measure 11. How does that go? Something like so. Didn't play that exactly right, but you get the idea. About that speed. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Can't go faster now, because then the notes won't swing. That doesn't swing, that's just black. So a fast swing, but it's still a swing. Now take a look at what I call the road map. A road map is telling me when do I go where, because some pieces, you just start at the beginning and go to the end. Done. Here, we don't do that. We have a DS all fine. Hopefully you know what these mean. The DS means go back to the sign. So now you get to go hunt for the sign. The sign is at the top, right before measure 3. It's got that weird looking S thing with a thingy on it. That you go back to there. And the fine is at the end of the 3rd line there, fine. And it has a thin and thick bar line. Remember that thin and thick bar line is the musical symbol for the end of a piece. So it ends there. It makes sense. So you're going to do the whole thing all the way down, and then you go back up and do most of the first 3 lines again. Most of them. Not the first 2 measures, but after that. And interpretation, natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I'm exaggerating. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 5. And measure 11. Natural accents. And then we get to figure out, what about this dynamic? What are we doing here? Well, it's loud or sort of loud, I think. Is it soft? Could be, but I think it's more on the louder side. And I'm talking about the right hand mainly. The left hand, keep it out of the way. Measure 11. To me, that is a little softer. It's sort of loud. here and there. I don't know that this piece ever gets soft, but you can experiment and play it by feel. Put in the dynamics by feel. How do you feel it? I'd play it different every time I played it.